My name is Emily Walker, a 22-year-old college student from Austin, Texas. I'd been dating my boyfriend, Ryan Miller, for almost 6 months. Ryan was everything I ever dreamed of: smart, kind, a little mysterious, and always made me feel special. We usually met at cafes or parks, but last week, something changed. Ryan invited me to his house for the weekend. He lived alone in a cozy 2-bedroom place just outside the city, a bit secluded but peaceful. I was nervous but excited. He said, "I want you to see how I live. I want us to spend real time together, just the two of us." I packed a small bag and reached his place Friday evening. The house was clean, warm, filled with the scent of cinnamon, his favorite candle. He welcomed me with a smile and a hug that made me feel safe. Day 1. The first day was magical. We watched movies, cooked dinner together, and stayed up late talking about everything: our dreams, childhood memories, fears. He kissed my forehead as I lay on his chest and whispered, "I wish this weekend never ended." But that night, something strange happened. Around 2 a.m., I woke up suddenly. Ryan wasn't in bed. I walked around and found him outside, sitting on the porch in silence, staring into the woods. When I asked what he was doing, he just smiled and said, "Just thinking." "I'm okay. Go back to sleep." I felt a chill but let it go. Day 2. The next day started beautifully. He made me pancakes for breakfast. We danced in the kitchen, laughed till our stomachs hurt, and even took a nap together in the afternoon sunlight that streamed through his living room window. But that evening, my body started to ache. My stomach twisted in pain. I felt weak, dizzy, like my energy was being drained. Ryan was extremely caring, holding my hand, bringing me soup, rubbing my back, and checking my temperature constantly. He said, "Don't worry, love. Maybe it's just fatigue. You're safe here." I tried to believe him. But then I noticed something strange in the kitchen drawer while looking for a spoon, a small bottle labeled Cetaphonex with a warning, "Not to be used without prescription, high sedation effect." I froze. Why would Ryan have that? That night, I barely slept. He insisted I sleep in his arms, but my mind raced. My body was tired, but my heart beat faster with every minute. I didn't feel safe anymore. The final morning, when I woke up, I found Ryan sitting beside me, brushing my hair with his fingers. "You're feeling better today?" he asked gently. I nodded, lying. I knew I had to leave. I told him I needed to go home for a family emergency. He didn't argue, just hugged me tightly and said, "I'll miss you. I hope this weekend meant something to you." On my way home, I called my friend Sarah, told her everything. She listened in silence and then said, "Emily, look up that medicine online right now." I did. It wasn't for fatigue. It was used to calm patients before intense psychological treatments and sometimes in memory therapy. I couldn't stop shaking. That night, I had a vivid dream. Flashes of Ryan talking to me late at night, asking strange questions, repeating sentences while I felt dazed and sleepy. Was it just a dream? Or something more? The twist, suspense ending. A week later, I received a letter in the mail. No return address. It had only one sentence. "You told me things that night you don't remember, and now I know your secret too." I dropped the letter in shock. What secret? What did I say? And more importantly, what did he do while I was asleep? The weekend that started with love ended with a mystery I might never fully uncover. I couldn't sleep after receiving that letter. "You told me things that night you don't remember, and now I know your secret too." I read the sentence again and again. It didn't make sense. What secret? What had I said? And why didn't I remember anything from that second night? I tried to brush it off as a cruel prank, maybe from someone who knew about my weekend with Ryan. But deep down, I knew it had to be him. Still shaken, I messaged Ryan. "Did you send me a letter?" His reply came minutes later. "Letter? No, what letter?" He sounded confused, or maybe he was acting. I couldn't tell anymore. I told Sarah everything: the pain, the medicine, the letter. She urged me to see a doctor, and even called her cousin who worked at a private clinic. 2 days later, I had a full checkup and nothing. No traces of drugs, no health issues. Everything was fine. Normal. But I wasn't fine. Something inside me felt disturbed. Not just physically, emotionally, mentally. I had dreams every night. The same image haunted me. Me, sitting in Ryan's living room, speaking in a low, sleepy voice while Ryan sat in front of me, taking notes. I had flashes of saying names I didn't recognize. Places I had never been. A phone number. A street name. Oak Ridge Trail. I started writing these things down in a journal. It all felt like someone else's memories, but they were coming from me. That's when I decided to do something I never thought I'd do. Go back to Ryan's house, without telling him. The return visit. One Sunday afternoon, I drove out to his place with Sarah waiting on a call in case something went wrong. Ryan wasn't home. His car wasn't in the driveway. The gate was unlocked. I went in. Everything looked just as I left it. Too perfect. Too clean. Then I remembered the locked door at the end of the hallway, the one Ryan said led to storage. But now it was slightly open. Inside, I found what looked like a study, dimly lit, with shelves of books, notebooks, and a recorder. A voice recorder. I pressed play. My voice. Faint, slow, dazed. My name is Emily. I remember my father hiding something in Oak Ridge Trail. I was only 4. He said never tell anyone. I dropped the recorder. My breath caught in my throat. What was I saying? What was Ryan doing? Then I saw the notebook. Pages of handwriting, labeled Session 1, Session 2, Session 3, all with my name at the top. He had been recording me, questioning me while I was sedated, trying to unlock something from my memory. A memory I didn't even know existed. The hidden truth. I took the notebook and ran. That night, I researched Oak Ridge Trail. It was a real place, an old hiking trail in Oregon, now closed due to land disputes. But then I found something else. A news article from 2008. FBI investigating disappearance of Thomas Walker, government whistleblower, who vanished with a classified hard drive believed to contain sensitive files. Thomas Walker. My father. I thought he died in a car crash when I was 4. That's what my mother told me. But what if it wasn't true? What if Ryan knew? What if that's why he came into my life? Not for love, but for the truth I had locked away deep in my mind. The final confrontation.
I didn't go to Ryan.
I sent everything, the recorder, the notebook, even a copy of the letter, to a private investigator and left town for a while. But Ryan, he found me. One rainy evening, outside a small diner in New Mexico, I turned and there he was. Wet, out of breath, holding a letter in his hand. Emily, listen to me. I didn't mean to hurt you. I loved you, I still do.
But I had to know.
I had to find out where he hid it. Your father trusted you. You were the last person he spoke to before he disappeared. You knew, even if you didn't remember. Tears ran down his face. Mine too. You lied to me, I said. You drugged me,